guys, we're going to be getting started in about 2 more minutes where we're going to have some programming. You're going to hear some powerful words from some powerful men who are in this room having a great influence here in these U.S. Virgin Islands. About 2 more minutes. Icon sounds, more music. Let's keep it going.
Ready. We have some fried fish, we have some stewed chicken, we have vegetables, and later on we're going to have some amazing soup for baby.
You're listening to Icon Sound. So young men who are in the house, I need you guys to come forward very quickly. You guys can step right here. So there's some things that you do in life that is just symbolic.
He's a special young man. He's very special, I can tell.
But it's very much necessary, because as you see these young men who are standing right here, right now, do me a favor, guys. Listen up on that side. I want you guys to listen up as you're here. When you see these young men right here, these are young men who heard about an event called VI Men, Male Empowerment Network, and decided that they were going to actively involve themselves by being present right now. Yeah, you could give them a round of applause for that, because here's the thing. I could guarantee you, if one of these young men were in the street shooting someone, killing someone, fighting someone, they would be quick to put it on the front page of the news. So when these young men are out here like this, right here, right now, it's not something we take lightly. It's something we have to applaud, because these are young men who are making a move. So St. John, do me a favor and make some noise for these young men who are standing right here with us right now. This is not just the future of the Virgin Islands, this is the now of the Virgin Islands. And when you see these young men, take off your mask for a minute. I want you to know that you are seeing powerful young men who have ambition, inspiration, and motivation. Their attitudes and their actions will transform this nation. Young men who are competent, with confidence and character. They will walk with integrity and return with honor. They will be engaged, educated, and empowered. Persistence and intelligence will be the source of their power. These will be young men of distinction, living their life by design, moving forward together, no man left behind. No man left behind. I need to try this out with these young men right now. When I say what, I need to hear you powerfully, no man left behind. What? No man left behind. Do me a favor, say it from the gut, I need that power. No man left behind. Listen, what? No man left behind. What? No man left behind. What? No man left behind, because they are part of Aim High right here in the Virgin Islands. So there's something that we do in Aim High. When we say Aim High, you say VI, and you can put up the VI sign with it. Aim high! Aim high! Aim high! Aim high! The vision for all of this and bringing these young men together was not just a vision of my own. Society 340, young ladies like Dior, who had a vision to say she wanted to have some impact for young people in the neighborhood. But not only Dior come to the front very quickly, some other powerful women, and yes, this is a VI men's event, but there's some very powerful women who helped to put this together. So you see Dior, bring up Janice, Society 340, we want to bring her up right now. Shaniqua, we need you up here right now. Yes, Andretti, we need you up here right now. Kima, we need you up here right now. Now let me just give you guys an idea of how this whole thing started. Dior put up a post a couple months ago. What was your post about, Dior? Mental health. About mental health. She said we need to start talking about our mental well-being and taking care of our minds. And from that post, she had some other young women, these women who you see here, who responded to the post. I said, yes, let's do it. Because unfortunately in the Virgin Islands sometimes, things are always important to do, sometimes they're never urgent. But she said she wasn't in the number of events to impact these Virgin Islands. They started off with the Mother's Mental Maintenance event that happened last month. Any mothers who are here in the house, just make some noise right now. If you're a mother and you are here in the house, for the mother's mental maintenance. Yes, yes, yes. That was the first event. And then they said, let's partner with Aim High and do something for the men. And that's what this event is today. But there is so much going to come out of this. And I just want to recognize these ladies from Society 340 for doing an amazing job. Let's give them another round of applause. There were some young men who was at that mother's mental maintenance event. And those young men were serving the women who came in the room. I'm going to ask those young men to step forward if you were serving on that day for the mother's mental maintenance event. Give these young men a round of applause. So I want you to check out what's going on here. Because it started with some women who got activated 3 young men. And all of a sudden now we got more young men who are standing here with us. Before you know it, and if you have on an Aim High shirt and you're a man in this room, I need you to come forward right now. If you have on an Aim High shirt and you're in this room, I need you to come forward right now. Yeah, Peter, come up this way. Yeah. And I just want you to know, and this is for our young men to see, how an idea could turn into a movement. How one idea could turn into a movement. And when we look across this room, and we see these powerful men in this room who are standing up for our community, they need to be well regarded as well. Fatty Boy, when I was younger, is a dude who I used to look up to all the time. I used to look up to that brother. Give him a round of applause. Lucien was older than me, and Lucien is somebody who I used to look up to all the time. I don't know if Lucien remember this story, but I remember one time we were all riding bikes and he had the hottest bike at the time. And I ended up taking my bike that my mother gave me and say, I'm gonna ride down the hill of Pass Street. And when I started riding down the hill, I recognized my bike didn't have any brakes. And going down that hill very quickly, I remember slamming into a bus. I don't know how I got there safely, but I was on the ground. My mother beat me after for going out there, but I told her I was following Lucien because Lucien had a good bike. So I'm grateful to men like that. But look, when I was in school here, there were people like Kevin, who were in elementary school together. And me and this brother was connected like white on rice. And then this brother here behind the camera right now, Cordell Boyds. You know Cordell Boyds, big boss right here, right? Big brother of mine. Yo, give Cordell a round of applause. So glad to have him here. Just for the youth man who won't know, we used to run these streets. We weren't no bad man though, we just used to dance. And we used to dance in these streets. But me and this brother here stuck together from when we were young right here in the Virgin Islands. I sing too. Right? And we used to sing and vibe too, right? And guess what? Right now, we went from dancing together to investing together. Where we do business together. So I'm sharing that with you guys, right? To say to all of you young men, find a brother who's moving in the same direction as you. And you move, and you guys keep on going day by day. Brothers like Brumel, older than me, and he was here. And looked up to that brother every step of the way. And now he's connected here with New Day Workshop, where we're doing some awesome work out there as well to empower more young men. People like Bubba used to have big influence on me. And we all grow and we all develop. So as we stand here today, we want to make sure that we're doing more of this, having more impact, impacting more lives. When I say aim high, you say VI. Aim high! VI. Aim high! VI. Hey, my first experience in a band, right, was with a band called Rection Band. And at the time I wasn't no singer, right? But I see the boss here, Khalid, look, big up yourself, man. It's good to see you here. So yes, so as you see these men here, and you see these boys here, we want you to know that we are giving birth to something new. This will be the new movement of the Virgin Islands. This is what we need to put on the front of every newspaper. These are the stories that we need to tell. So men who are in this room, you have an important responsibility. Every time you see these young men, the only thing I want you to do is give them M&Ms. And the M&Ms have nothing to do with the bite-sized candy. I want you to share with them the methods that work for you, that help you to become successful. And then also share with them the mistakes they need to avoid. Give them your methods and your mistakes. And we could see all these young men go to a completely different level. Give another round of applause for these young men. Let me try that again. Aim high! Aim high! Aim high! All right, we have more powerful, influential men who are going to be joining us at this time.
All right, thank you so much. So we're going to bring up Boogie. Sorry, that was a bad introduction. We're going to bring up somebody who means a lot to me. He's always there, and Boogie's, he has a very big influence. He's does a lot behind the scenes and doesn't ask for much. He's very humble, so that's my guy, Boogie.
Yeah, give him a round of applause.
And this next young man didn't know that he was going to be on the panel, but he's an amazing man. He's also my godfather. His name is Curtis Penn. All right, welcome Curtis Penn, everybody. Woo!
Yes, yes, yes. So welcome, gentlemen. Let's make sure we give him a seat up here. Please just go around the room very quickly for the men to introduce themselves. Very quickly, you're going to just tell us who you are, what you do for a living, and then we just want to hear from you. How did mentorship play a role in your life as you were growing up? So tell us your name, a little bit about yourself, and then just tell us a little bit about how mentorship played a role in your life and why this is important for us to do for the young men of the Virgin Islands. So we have another mic that's coming around here right now. We're going to start off with Hugo as we go around the room. And those of you on the sidelines, I know you're eating some good food, and when you eat, you can talk more, but let's listen into the men. Hugo, it's over to you.
All right, good evening. My name is Hugo Hodge. I work for I work for a Canadian smart grid company. In addition to that, I own 2 bar restaurants on St. Thomas. In addition to that, I have a consulting energy business with my colleague right here sitting behind me. Mentorship is not only important at the young age. I have a mentor still. I have somebody that I call on a regular basis to ask, look, this is what I'm doing, this is my next plan, give me a feel for what you think about it. Today, at 51. So, mentorship doesn't start and end when you're a youth. It continues all the way through. You said a couple of things that are key. Surrounding yourself with people that's heading in the same direction or even heading further than where you think you're heading. That way you're catching the right direction. Last thing you want is catch a right the wrong direction, right? So you gotta surround yourself with the same kind of excellence you want to have for yourself. Now I'm gonna let him tell you about himself, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about him before he start talking, right? When I came home in 2008 to run WAPA, I met prior to that, I met a young man walking that was going his own pocket to go to training. He was going to all the trainings offered in the industry out of his own pocket, which is something that the company's supposed to pay for. So when you see somebody that has the drive to learn that they're going to do it on their own, catch a ride with that person. All right?
Very powerful, very powerful. Give him a round of applause for that. Very
Powerful, yes, yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Clinton Hedrington Jr. I'm retired from WAPA after working 20 years of working for the people of the Virgin Islands with authority. I came up through the ranks at WAPA. Mentorship for me actually set my priorities. When I was a young boy, I loved to play basketball, loved boating, and my mentors told me, that really shouldn't be your priorities. What even though you love to do them, you want to find what your career path is. And I had a lot of mentors that drove me to the path of, I would say, electrician in high school. I did well, and I pursued engineering. I slept a lot of nights in every different corner of my apartment for every different subject. And then I became an engineer at WAPA. And today, I still allow other people to mentor me, such as Hugo. And so mentorship actually set my priorities in life for me. And I'm really thankful for Hugo and other guys in my life that mentored me today.
Yes, yes, very powerful. Before we go there, because we're going to come over to this side here, one of the young men. But if you guys hear what they're saying, for you young men in here, even as grown men, they're still being mentored. They're still being guided. I always look at it this way, right? If you see somebody going in the direction that you want to go, and you know they have the right spirit, you follow that. You don't go to broke people to ask them how to become rich. That's wouldn't work. So you surround yourself with people who've already done it, who are doing it, so that you can learn from them. So being mentored is a lifelong process. That's something we want you guys to remember. You have a young man here who's your age, or near your age, right? Who's doing some awesome things in entrepreneurship. And he's taking a leap of faith and going out there and killing the game. I want you to talk a little bit about yourself, and then talk a little bit about what mentorship means to you and why it's important.
Good evening. My name is Kenny Richards. I'm a nature and animal photographer. I've been doing it for around 4 years. And honestly, it's like,
Hold the mic close.
it's pretty self-awakening journey. I would say. Mentorship has really been a important part to me. Like, from now, he's a major mentor, a son, my cousin Quasi, Kareem. For young, they really,
Keep talking.
for young, they really like push me to be better. And
Yeah. So he was able to point out and call out men in this room who was willing to support him and push him, right? And we want to give a round of applause to those young men, those men who we called out, right? Because it's so important for us to take on that role. And now he's out there killing the game, you know what I mean, being featured in the daily news and continuing to make moves. So you would say that mentorship is something that was beneficial to you. Are you open to mentoring other young men and even teaching them photography?
yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So if any of you young men have an interest in that, right? Connect to somebody who's already doing it. This island is small. So right here you have access to somebody who's doing it, and he already told you he'll be willing to mentor you. Shamal, let's hear from you.
Good evening, everyone. Not as accomplished as these gentlemen sitting at the table with, but the message I have I could say is that I've been inspired. I'm a young father. I'm working in the industry, one of the boom industries at St. John, almost the only. But young men, you are your own support group. Just like Sherman said, he's here, he's still moving out with the people that he started with, the age that you are right now. They're gonna be older men that you're gonna see that have all the riches and have everything, and you want to be just like them, but they may not be the best role models. So you want to get with somebody who is, look up to people who are encouraging, that are responsible, to take care of their families, to take care of, even just the people that people look the other way on. And Curtis Penn, one of the biggest inspirations in my life. I'm happy to sit here at 31 years old. He helped me out when I was 19, 18. He still helps me out to this day. So it's an honor to be sitting next to him. I'm happy to pass the mic on to him.
Powerful. Yes. So you see this mentorship happening even at this level, right? From 19, now he's 31 and still has respect for his mentor. Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Curtis Penn, for those of you who don't know me. And I want to say, Dior, we're going to talk. Put me on the spot. I'm not an impromptu speaker by no means, but anyhow, I'm going to deal with that. Anyhow, I'm a businessman here in St. John, and I take it back to when I was early age, small. Just one of my biggest mentors, or even people I look up to, is businessmen here in St. John, Bob Khan, my uncle, James Penn, all these guys. And I always wanted to be a business person. I started out by just going to FBLA. I was a member in FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. Traveling and seeing things, and just always wanted to, go into business and just having to go up into the ranks of learning different parts of businesses, working at the Virgin Grand to Caribbean Villas. Always inspiring by looking at other people around me, other businessmen around me, and forming myself and grooming myself to just be a better person. So with that said, anytime you see me, I always see me running around like a crazy, but anytime you guys have any questions, I'm always willing and able to help in any way I can.
Yes, yes, very powerful. So he said something there, give that a round of applause. He said something there, right, that's important for all of us to understand, right? Sometimes we want things in life, and sometimes we have too much pride and we're not willing to ask. Right? Like, don't see these men doing what they're doing and not be willing to ask. To ask, A-S-K, is only to actively seek knowledge. And every time you see somebody who's doing something that inspires you, don't be afraid to ask so that you can learn from them as well. You see, now, I heard them mention people in their life who helped them to grow. And I remember growing up here in these Virgin Islands, there were some names that always stood out to me. Milk, Chopper, Chanel, Mr. Wells, Slugger, Wonka, right? These were men growing up here who took us on the side, was teaching us sports, but they didn't even recognize they were planting seeds of discipline within us. And all we are right now is because of those men. So I know you guys talked about some of the mentors that you guys had, and there were people who would these little man wilding out, you know, right? They're crazy, they power out there, you know. But what would you want to see for these young men, right? What is it that you guys want to see for these young men moving forward? And if there was a way in which they could connect with you, give them a tip of what would be the right approach. Because sometimes somebody wants to approach and don't even know how to approach. So what would you want to see for them? And if they wanted to reach out to you, how would you suggest they approach you?
Well, the second part is easy. Just walk up and ask. I mean, we're real approachable. We don't have any chip on our shoulder, anything like that. So if you have a question, walk up, introduce yourself, ask the question. After you get one answer, ask 5 more. Trust me, get the first answer, ask 5 more. This young man, I tell you, I used to send emails at 1:30 something a.m. And if you answer my email at 1:30 something a.m., I'm sending you 5 more. If you don't answer my email at 1:30 something a.m., I'm going to send you 10 more in the morning. So you get 5 at 2 or 10 at 8. You pick. But ask the question and you'll get the answer, and just ask somebody else too. See if you get a similar answer. See if you get the same answer. And if you get one really far apart, definitely you have to ask a third person, right? Now what I want to see from you guys is drive. I want to see people that really have a desire to be that person that will make this place livable for all of us. What we're missing right now is our own people making those investments so that we still have some control of this place called the Virgin Islands.
Yeah.
We tend to get caught up in political stuff and this person don't like that person. I was in St. Croix this past week for some meetings, and I heard a gentleman explaining to me why he doesn't like St. Thomas. Halfway through the conversation, I learned that he never been to St. Thomas. So I don't know how you could don't like something you never been to, unless it's based on what somebody else tell you. So as a next lesson, read for yourself, learn for yourself. Don't let nobody decide to tell you what you're supposed to think, right? You have the opportunity to go and research everything. You have life at your fingertips now. When I went to college, I didn't have no cell phone yet. I wanted to call somebody to go get a pay phone or go and do somebody landline. But now you could Google anything on your phone and find anything out and research it for yourself. But with that comes a challenge. Your life is immediate. You don't have the chance we had to make mistakes and move past it. If I made a mistake, if you wasn't sitting with me, you ain't see it. In your day and age, everything you do, somebody have a video, it gone on Facebook, it gone on Snapchat, it gone on Instagram. Everybody sees it, so you got to really minimize your mistakes, which is a hard task to ask you, but just know that everything you do stays with you for life. Every employer right now, when they get your application for a job, they go and look and see if you got a Facebook page. And they pull it up and they watch the kind of stuff you're sharing and the kind of stuff you're saying. And they're going to make their decision on who you are based on that Facebook page, where there used to be an interview or some kind of personal experience. Ain't none of them. It's that Facebook page or that social media. That's who you are. That's who you represent yourself to be. So Be that leader, be that researcher, be all of it for yourself.
What I would like to see is more togetherness, more harnessing of everybody's strengths. The more we get together, and my strength is in accounting, your strength is in engineering, your strength is in carpentry, we could come together and make the movement better, to make the VI better. And I think that what we need to do is be together.
Yeah.
Right?
He'll give you feedback and you're not gonna like what's said to you. You understand? He might feel like he's right. But sometimes the people who are giving you advice, it's not because they're smarter than you, sometimes they're just more experienced than you. And you gotta be able to appreciate that, to say, this person might know a little more. And still, if at times you feel you need to challenge something, feel comfortable doing that as well. But never take it personally. Sometimes when somebody's giving you correction, it's only to help you. And that's something you wanna embrace. Curtis, what do you wanna see for our young men?
I would like to say, you know, even as young as you guys are, try to set goals, be goal oriented. If you have something that you have a passion about, stick to it. Don't let anybody discourage you, as far-fetched as it might be. Take your time, chip at it. Don't give up until you get to where you want to be. I have goals that I'm still trying to attain in my life, you know. And again, here at St. John is a small community. Everything you do is on a microscope. You know, like what Hugo was saying. Everything you do, watch the way you carry yourself, because it will carry you throughout the rest of your life.
These men for sharing these nuggets, right? These pieces of wisdom. But here's what I can tell you for a fact. Information without application is only fascination. And most people fantasize about what they're going to do. It's not about the information that they give you, it's about how you apply it. Because application brings transformation. And these men are here today because they applied themselves. So young men, we want you to be able to do the same thing as well. And you have a body of people who came out here to support you tonight, who said, we want to support you, we want to see your growth. And you got to hold them accountable as well. Let me talk to the adults in the room and to the parents in this room. The easiest thing to do in the world, is to point at somebody else. It's easy to point at what everybody else is doing and what they're not doing right. Understand this, you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. So before you start talking about what everybody else is doing and how crazy these young people are, let's look at ourselves. It's going to be very difficult for us to tell them to be their best selves if we are not being our best selves. So as we leave this event tonight, we want to unite around that concept of us being our best selves, stepping out day by day, connecting with the mentors, and it's going to help us to take our lives to a completely different level. Now, I know you guys look at social media and you see a lot of influencers, but there's some influencers in this room today, right, who you guys need to know. I want to ask Dior to come up just so that we could give a big shout out to some of our sponsors. We want to give a shout out to all the people who joined us today and who are here in this room. Thank you for coming out. Dior, I'll turn it over to you to thank our sponsors.
Good evening again, everybody. So first and foremost, I would just like to thank you guys for coming out. You know, I know I ain't had no water, you couldn't iron your clothes, but you know, you didn't let that affect you and you still came out. So I really appreciate you guys being here. And I would like to call Bobby up.
Bobby. Hey, give a round of applause to Bobby.
Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. Let me tell you something. Bobby has been working his fingertips off, and I just want him to know that Society 340 aim high. We appreciate you so much. Bobby was here 6 o'clock this morning. He was, you know, he really, you see he's sweating. He cussed me, but I appreciate you so much. Bobby provided this space, all this food. I also would like to shout out our staff, Kaya and Mia Moore. They really been working hard, you know, we ain't got no current, and you know, he still pulled through. So Bobby, we love you. Heading east is the best, you know, we appreciate you. Bobby really worked hard to make this happen, so we appreciate you first and foremost, okay? So make sure you go, you know, make sure you get a bowl of soup. He was home cooking his soup, then Wappa went out, he had to bring the soup here, cook it on the grill. Like, he really put in a lot. So Bobby, we appreciate you, we love your bag. Alright, and then we have our other sponsors. We have Pine Piece Mini Mart, we have Alliance Point Charters, Boop Boop, also known as Boogie. We also have Icon Sounds. What a little, the sound effect. How you do it?
Yeah.
Did I do it right? No? Okay, great. We have Aqua Blue, car rentals and transportation services. We have Mr. Piper Jeeps, Midway Plaza, and last but not least, Blue Investments LLC. Also, I want to take this time to thank Sherman. Sherman has not been home in decades, and he's here for this. So this is the only reason he came home. So I want you guys to just know how important you guys are, because this is the reason that he's here. All of you right here. So, you know, I just want you guys to know that we appreciate you, we love you, and we will do anything to support you and make you achieve your dreams. So Sherman, aim high, we really, really appreciate you. Thank you.
Aim high! Blessings to you all. Have a wonderful evening.